Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
how's it going?
Good, you?
Are you okay? Are you hot or what's wrong?
I don't know, I'm a little nervous. I have my coffee, so I'm a little yeah. It's all good. Lighting.
Hmm? What'd you say?
It might be the lighting. Some
No,
my lights
lighting's
right.
always weird, but
Yeah.
I try to have like a light in front of me and, you know.
Mhm. Well,
So
I
how
have
you
my
been?
computer screen too, so
Yeah.
a lot.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, going day by day. What about you?
Not bad. I started a part-time job for the summer.
Oh, awesome.
So that's keeping me busy, you know. It was harder earlier because like earlier on because of the whole stay at home, don't go anywhere thing,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
But now it's nice to actually get out and stuff. So yeah. Um, so what I thought we could do today, because as you know, I've been talking to a lot of musicians, right? And I know you
Mhm.
joined us a few times.
Yes.
So as you know, I'm gonna be probably ending these things soon, just because I have a lot going on now with the job and preparing for the job and all that, and also with being able to get out there more and see people a bit more. I feel like what was keeping me busy before when I couldn't is gonna be a lot more to do when I can do a lot more. So I'm
Mhm.
trying to cut it down now that, there's more going on. So I thought that to end it off, there's like a few interesting things I could do was I'm going to talk with a few fans in the next coming weeks. And I also thought that since you were doing the same type of thing, like with music and stuff, like you obviously have your blog that you've been working on.
Yeah.
So I thought that we can chat about what you've been doing. You can ask me a bit about the musicians in quarantine and how it's been
Yeah.
and whatever, because for me, mainly it's this that I've been doing. So I
Mhm.
thought we could just talk a bit about what we've both been doing and, you know,
Like a little interview situation here.
yeah, which is a little different than what we've been doing in the past. So I thought it could be pretty interesting, since we've both been doing the same type of thing in different
Yeah.
ways. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess for my viewers, like my friends that are going to be on here, do you want to just talk about your blog a bit and what you've been doing and how you've been helping them throughout the quarantine and all that? So
Yeah.
I guess explain a bit what your blog is and then we can talk about the quarantine stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm Sarah. I run a music blog called The Music Enthusiast. I've been working on it for 2 years now. And we focus on, I say we, I just got like a few contributors for the first time in forever. And we've been working for like 2 years now. And we focus on like indie upcoming bands, singers, and like not the radio charters because we figured I mean we have to shine a light on like the little people too, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of like what I've been doing too, so I
Yeah,
understand.
exactly.
Yeah.
And during quarantine, I've tried to like set up like live like sessions so like my singers could like go live here, sing a few
Mm-hmm.
songs, but it's just like everyone else is doing it, so I mean, why jump on a bandwagon now? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
So I noticed also you were doing a lot of how do you say it? Takeovers?
Yes.
You want to explain what that is and how it's been going?
Yeah. So basically, artists take over my Instagram sometimes, and they post on our stories like how their day's going. If they're playing a show, which isn't happening right now, they like post like behind the scenes what they're doing. If they're like doing like band practices, you get to see all of that. Like it's super cool. And it's just fun. They go live sometimes, and they're always having fun. Yeah.
I've watched a few of them. Like for me, it's been hard to actually tune in for like the whole day's worth of it. But there's parts where I saw them, at home, what they're doing throughout the quarantine and
Yeah.
how they're keeping busy and they're performing also and answering questions. I found that pretty interesting.
Hmm. Yeah. It's
Yeah. So,
yeah.
sorry, is that only a quarantine thing, or have you been doing that before? Are you gonna keep doing that?
I was doing it for a while, yeah, but during quarantine, like I just decided like, hey, why not do like a 3 week thing? And it happened.
Yeah. I guess it's like keeping people busy, like especially the first 2 months when we
Yeah.
couldn't do anything. And I feel like even my mom was saying today that now you don't see as many live streams anymore, and you're not seeing as much of those like online concerts and the TV concerts,
Yeah. Because it's
But
all dying down
yeah,
slowly.
like now I think the summer is more, we're getting out there, we're allowed to actually see people. Some people are going back to work. But the first 2 months, I feel like there was a lot of that going on. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Like
even me,
everyone was like, we have to put out content, we can do stuff. Like,
yeah, it was really hard too. Like I know a few artists had to postpone some of their
mhm.
albums. Like I'm a huge fan of Lady Gaga, and her album was
Yeah.
supposed to come out in April, and it
Mhm.
came out end of May, right?
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a wait, and I thought it was gonna be really long, but it passed by pretty fast.
Yeah.
And now it's out, and it's great, and
Mhm.
yeah,
And like tours too, they had to get postponed, which saddened me a lot because I go to a ton of concerts. As
same.
you see, like there's a bunch of set lists, and then there's
Yeah,
like VIP things, and like it just sucked because they had to cancel it altogether, and some like rescheduled it until like 2021. So
yeah, I know. I had a few that, yeah, my Lady Gaga one actually just recently got postponed to 2021. So I'm glad because it's in Toronto, and I would have had to take a train there, and if it was still on, and I wouldn't have felt comfortable taking the train,
yeah,
So I would have not gone. I would have wasted the money. So I'm really glad it got postponed, even though it's a whole year away. I feel
yeah,
like the time flew already that we're stuck at home. So I feel like it's gonna
mhm,
just go by.
yeah. But
So
2021 is gonna be a great year for shows, that's for sure.
I hope so. I mean, I think everyone's rescheduling everything, and they want to play even more now because of this.
Hmm.
You know.
Like
So
live sessions can only do so much. So, like we need the real thing.
that's it. Did you have a lot of shows you were supposed to see this year?
Yes. Especially in the summer, like summertime and like May was huge. And
Festivals.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God, festival.
I had a couple of my bands that that I talked to you about, and
Yeah.
I was trying to get them to actually, one is very jazzy, so I tried to get them to the jazz festival,
Hmm.
and one is more pop, and they do a lot for Pride, so I tried for Pride,
Yeah.
and they both festivals had answered me and said they're going to reach out to them, and I guess they didn't, because, but I'm going to try again for next year, because I try to
Yeah.
do a lot for them also, and I have pages that I run for both of them, so I'm trying to
Yeah.
like up the game for them and
Hmm.
try to get them to play these big festivals where there's so many people. And even, the outside where they have the big stage set up for like just for
Yes.
laughs and like
Hmm.
jazz festival, and they just have the free shows,
Yeah.
which I feel that could be good for them too, because there's a ton of people and it's free shows, so they'll just like spread the word.
Yeah, for
So I've
sure.
been trying to do some of that, but because of what happened this year, I guess it's not happening, you know? Yeah.
Sucks.
It really does, but I mean, I feel like, and a lot of people that I know have been saying it, that it does suck and we are going through a lot right now, but I feel like it's going to make a lot of us much better people. The fact that we're all working together, we're all together in it. So I
Hmm.
feel like we're going to come out of it as better people.
I hope so.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, how have like the bands and the singers that you've been promoting mainly, how have they been throughout the quarantine?
Um, I asked that in interviews actually, and they're all like, I've been good, like trying to write as much as possible. I mean, there's only so much you can write about right now. Like, it's all gonna be about quarantine, but they're trying to be as creative as they possibly could and
Yeah,
getting through it.
yeah. It's rough. And a lot of them also had songs that they wrote and they're trying to like record them now. And now that you're actually able to go to the recording studios, I know a few people who are actually back in the studios and with their masks on and they're like recording,
Like, slowly taking it off and on.
But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, did you watch the Canada Day special yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Not the whole thing, but like,
Yeah.
for like,
Did you see like
yeah.
they were like 2 meters apart and everything, but they still did the shows like see like but they had no audience. That was the thing.
Yeah.
But for them to go to like studios and record and stuff, that's the thing. They need to be a bit distant, but it's starting now. You can see that it's starting. I just hope that there
Slowly.
won't be. They're saying there's a second wave, but I really hope that it won't be as bad,
Hmm.
because I can't go through this again. Plus, as you may know, I just recently graduated,
Hmm.
and without a graduation, but I still graduated.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a job now, and I actually have an interview coming up on Monday.
Oh wow.
My first one, so I'm looking for a job, and I really want to go back to work because I'll be working in a school most likely.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I want to go back. I want to start working. All that's a really big thing for me now since I graduated.
Yes.
But who knows what's going to happen? And if there's a second wave, my first actual job is going to be on Zoom probably,
Yeah.
So it's really strange for everyone, but I feel like everyone's doing the best they can. I'm really glad that musicians have people like us doing what we do for them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, they need people like us. And a lot of the musicians I spoke to are like, thank you so much for doing this because it's just getting the word across,
Yeah.
So same to you. Good job to like
Thank
everything you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And like as you were saying before, like the Canada Days Festival.
Yeah.
Sure. I could speak English. Like I watched from time to time just to see like the people I personally like, and I caught Cave Voice Set, and like they were like actually separated, like they were in different like places, but they still sounded amazing, and I thought
I know they
so
they
good.
did a great job at it though, like how they were all in different places, but they still,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you see Rhea?
No, I didn't.
You missed her? That's how we found out about it. She posted it. And
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
oh, cool. So I watched it, but it was a really great set. Like, everyone did a really great job.
Oh, Rhea May, you were
Yeah.
talking? No, I didn't see that one.
Oh.
I saw the other one. I think there was like two at the same time, so.
Oh, I saw the one that, like, and she posted that. And, yeah, there was a few things that artists did. And I'm glad they're actually, I mean, Canada Day, usually they're, like, in Ottawa at the Parliament doing all those shows, right?
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to go. And this year would have been a great year to go because, but too bad. But I'm so glad they did these few shows on TV because that was a good way for them to start getting out there a bit. And
Yeah. I've been there twice, actually. It's really
for
fun.
Canada Day?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never been. I wanted to go a couple of years ago, but I think it was Simple Plan and a few other bands.
Okay, yes.
But I was so into them a few years ago. I still love them, but I was like, that was like my group,
Yeah, like a
And
hard. Yeah.
yeah, I was like hardcore because a bunch of my friends used to like all go to the shows and stuff. And I really wanted to go, but for some reason, I guess we were able to get there, but we wanted to stay till the end, and then we didn't want to come home so early. But we had no
Yeah.
place to stay, and none of us had money, so we couldn't get a hotel.
Oh,
It
okay,
was
yeah.
rough, but we watched it on TV. It was good enough.
hmm
It was
But I mean,
televised.
like in person is just like the whole thing. There's
It's
even
so different.
fireworks at the end. It's amazing.
So different. Yeah. Yeah. So I basically asked you what I wanted to ask you, so I know you wanted to do like vice versa now. So if you have any questions, go ahead.
So, sort of on the spot, I did not prepare at all. So, you guys are gonna see like how good I am, which isn't that good. But, so you've interviewed like a bunch of musicians.
Yeah, I spoke to a bunch, and I spoke a second time to a few of them as a follow-up. Because I
Mhm.
know not all of them would, but as you know, What If Elephants I did twice. I did Malak Sound, who's now called Malaika.
Mhm.
I spoke to her twice. I'm going to be doing another one in a couple of days, actually on Sunday, with someone else who I spoke to. It was my second one that I did. So just following up is, so I spoke to quite a few.
So, how did you come up with like the idea? Like what like got you thinking like, oh, I should like interview a bunch of people on Instagram Live?
Yeah, I'm actually glad you asked that because that's one thing that I thought would really be good to explain. But so basically, you know how I'm a huge fan of the peptides.
Mhm.
And it started off that I was talking to one of their members, and she also does a lot of live streaming. And I spoke to her, and I just said, for fun, you want to just go live and we can just talk about the quarantine and how it is as a musician, and you know. So and she agreed. She's like, let's do it. Why not? It'll be fun. So
Yeah.
I did that with her, and I told myself, if this works out, maybe it could become an actual thing. But I didn't want to actually say anything or talk to anybody else until I did the first one.
Yeah.
And I secretly emailed Joey from What If Elephants, and I
Yeah.
said, like, I don't know what you'd think, but I'm going to be doing this with so-and-so, and if it works out, I was thinking of doing this with other artists. What do you think?
Mhm.
And he goes, that sounds really interesting. And so then I said, would you be interested in doing one? And he said, of course, we'd love to do it. So then it just became a thing, and I spoke to a few other people, and I thought I was going to do between 8 to 12, and I'm currently at this is number 21 that I've done. And so I just thought like, wow, you know, so it just really started off as a small project. And also another thing is that, as I mentioned before, I was having a lot of anxiety and just being stuck at home was a really rough thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through a lot of anxiety and I've had depression in the past also. Mm-hmm. So this was another project to keep me busy. So yeah. I'm really glad it had worked out the first time. So now it kind of just, you know, so what
normal thing for you,
a small thing to help keep me busy.
Yeah.
It started off as like to keep me busy. And then I realized how much it spreads the word for them, and the fact that I'm posting it on my Facebook, so many people are seeing it, and it's just spreading the word about them. And the fact that they can't play shows and reach new audiences, it's a different way for them to reach an audience, you know? So it started off as a for me thing, but now it's a for them thing. Mm-hmm. And I spoke to most of them that I feel like I could talk to. I don't really know too many other people, or others weren't too interested or didn't have the time for it. Some have kids and they have a hard time with the kids, you know? So that's why I think I'm going to stop now, but it really did get me through that time.
Yeah.
That's how it started off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And do you have any, like, favorite moments during this whole thing?
Well, to tell you the truth, the first one that I did with Dee from the Peptides,
mm-hmm.
I was so scared because I've never done a live thing before. Mm-hmm. I was probably more nervous than you were coming on here today. I was sweating. I was dripping. Like, I was freaking out. I was on with her and I had my iPod and I was like I was, you know, I was shaking. I was so scared. So I have to say that it just, as I kept going on, there were some artists that were like, as I said, there was Malak Sound, who is now known as Malika. And for example, she's so bubbly and she was super fun. And she was the third one that I did. So it was still back at the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of just having her bubbliness, I guess I could say, kind of made me start to feel more comfortable. And as I've been going on, it just felt more comfortable. And it's really hard to find a favorite moment because they were all so much fun in so many different ways, you know? But once I started getting more comfortable with it, that's when I started to feel more, like, have good moments. The person that I'm going to be talking to on Sunday is the second person I spoke to. And it was still a bit awkward because I was still shaky and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to Sunday because I feel like I'll have a more comfortable time, a better time. I feel like it'll be, I guess I could say, more favorite than the first time I spoke to him, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's hard to find a favorite moment because they were all so different and so interesting and super fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a really, last one. Last question. This is really on the spot because my mind is, like, blank with questions right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should talk more and then, like, maybe...
Yeah. So that's basically, I mean, if anything else comes up, go for it. But that's how it started. It started off as, it's just strange. Like, I didn't even expect doing this. And then they actually came out with a new single very close to the time that I was presenting my final project. Mm-hmm. And their music video, I think I sent you the music video.
Yes.
Invaders, right? Great song. They had asked me what the next music video should be and everything, and I said that song, you know. So when it came out, it was like this huge thing for me. Mm-hmm. And they had said that the date was going to be postponed because of a few things. So I don't know if it was quarantine or other stuff, but they had postponed it. But then, surprisingly, they had released it on the actual original day. And nobody knew, so it was a shock that it came out. I guess their manager had released it or something.
Yeah.
And I had just had my practice for my final presentation, and it came out. And I was crying because I was first so nervous for my practice, and then I was just feeling like, oh my God, do they like it? And then I had so many changes, not so many changes, but I had changes to make, so I was just hoping everything was going to go well, which it did because I graduated.
Yes.
And then I saw that video, so it just brought me, like, so much happiness. You know, when you, that feeling that you weren't waiting for it, but then it ended up coming?
Yeah.
I was so happy. So then she had said to me, when the video comes out, do you want to go live and we can talk about the video together? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it just, you know, things like that just kept happening with her. And we had a 45-minute live together talking about the video and being on the set and how it came to be and everything.
Yeah.
So that's another live stream that I did throughout the quarantine. Completely different from what I've been doing on these ones. This was more on their fan page, but it was very interesting to hear how they make their music videos, and because I've never really been in the loop of an artist making music videos, but now that I'm doing this stuff for them and that we actually went live, it was really interesting to see what they've been through and all that. And they released it on Earth Day, so, and if you see the style of the video, you know, it's kind of like that, and then with the whole quarantine thing and the whole invaders thing, it was just, it all went in together, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really interesting, I find. That was another really interesting thing with what I've been doing throughout the quarantine. So, yeah.
Amazing. I still don't have a question.
Let me ask you, do you have any upcoming stuff happening with the music enthusiast?
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I've been trying to I've been sending emails out to bigger artists, but not too big, because again, we focus on up and coming.
Yeah.
So the ones that are pretty popular, that might be a long shot, but you never know, because they're in quarantine and they have nothing else to do, so why not be interviewed?
Yeah.
So I've been sending emails out to bigger artists, hoping that I can interview them. Some said yes. I'm not gonna say who.
No, don't say who.
You'll
Keep it
see.
down low.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get live sessions going, so we'll see if that happens.
Cool. I also think that we are in quarantine, yes, but not as quarantined as we were before.
Yeah.
But for us, yes, we're able to get out there and do stuff now, hoping that there won't be a second wave. But we got to think about these artists who still can't play shows because there's still certain precautions, right?
Yeah.
So even though we're able to do what we're doing, we're able to go out there and see our friends and hang out at parks and small barbecue get-togethers, whatever, they can't do what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know? So regardless of all of that, we should still try to do what we can on these things, you know? And like I said, I'm stopping because it's a lot for me now, but I still have my fan accounts that I'm going to be doing what I can for them on there. And so for me, it's still I'm still doing stuff, you know?
Yeah. For me personally, I can't interview people in person like I used to, which sort of sucks because it's just better that way, being with the person. But, I mean, has to come back someday.
But, I mean, the lives are kind of interesting because we do, we interview in person, whatever, you know, we do it. But when it's live, it's so much fun because so many people can connect and watch it. And it can be really interesting that way, too.
That's true. And you see that, live, too.
Yeah. So, when you're interviewing one-on-one, you're there, you're interviewing them, you might record it, whatever. But actually being able to see it as it's happening, it makes it fun for viewers, you know, and it makes the people who are stuck at home kind of interested in something.
Yeah.
You know? So it's fun. I mean, it's not the same, but for the viewers, they think oh, cool, I get to see something, you know?
Yeah.
I love this artist. Let me watch an interview with them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think it should still be interesting. It should be a good way to do it.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? No, it's not happening.
No. I should have told you to prepare some questions before I got all my stuff on here.
I've done that, yeah.
You know, that's another thing. When I started doing these, I was just talking to people, and the first one, Dee Dee, signs on, and she's like, hi, and I'm just like... So then I did a few with Malaika. It was fun because she was very bubbly, like I said, and she was talking, we had stuff to say. But then my dad, he was watching a few of them, and he's like, do you have questions actually prepared, or do you just wing it? And I'm like, no, you know what? That's a good idea, you know? So that's what I've been doing lately, and I have my little cue cards that I set up, and I have the last few that I'm going to do. They're already, the questions are made.
Yeah.
So, when I do the follow-ups, for example, because we already spoke a first time, I just want to check in and see how they're doing. So I give the follow-up people a few more songs to play, as you saw with What If Elephants, for example. They sang 3 songs the second time. that's because we already spoke.
Yeah.
And it's fun. My goal also is for people to hear their music. So if I'm
Yeah.
talking to them again, I thought, why not get them to sing a bit more?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of planned my questions around how many songs they have also. So, you know, and my last episode, I could say, is going to be, I'm not going to be interviewing anyone. I'm just going to basically be doing like a thank you kind of thing and then just putting a bit of the songs together as a little mashup once I post it. But when I'm on here, it's going to be my first time being live myself. So I made a whole list of all the artists because I want to say a few words to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have some stuff I could have so many things I could say about all of them, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I had made a whole list of them and I'm going to have my paper there, you know, so I'm not going to forget any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have some questions ready when you interview people.
Yeah, I usually do.
I mean, it's okay. Today it was for fun, right? Like we're talking and it's also to get a bit of an idea of what you do and what I do. So it was just a fun way to discuss it, you know?
Yeah. Like, I always have my questions ready, and like I delete some on the spot, like I add some randomly, whatever comes to mind. Like I actually still have every cue card. Right?
So cute! No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little memory thing.
I finish them and I throw them out. I'm like, I don't even think of saving them. Yeah. But they're all like scrapped writing and, you know.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I think it's so cool, like how like some are like folded because I get so nervous after and I'm just like.
That's me. Like when I once I finish, I start like, you know, like it just closes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I don't know if we have any viewers who have questions for either me or Sarah, but if you guys do, as we're talking, you guys can type it in because I know there's also a delay. So if there's any viewers who would like to ask us questions, we'd be glad to answer. And yeah, so I think I did see you at the show that night, by the way.
Really?
Because you look so familiar, and I saw a few girls standing around at the end, right?
I don't know. I'm like all over Montreal. Like I go to a ton.
Yeah.
So it's really possible.
Yeah, I think I saw you at, it could be a couple, but definitely when we were at Ria, I'm pretty sure because you were with a friend, right?
My mom, yeah.
You were with your mom. Okay, because I saw you with another girl, so I guess it was your mom. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was you.
Yeah.
Describe the genre of music. No, Sarah doesn't play music. She's a blogger, Aaron. So she interviews. She kind of does like what I'm doing.
I get that question a lot, and I get really sad when I have to answer because I'm like, yeah, I don't play music.
I don't either, and I wish I did. I wish I could sing or something. But
I just started to learn the ukulele, actually.
Would you like to play us something?
There. Thank you.
That's her style of music, Aaron. That's what she does.
Just a little boo boo. That's it.
What instrument would you play then?
Well, I play the ukulele, but I mean, a little triangle would be fun. Actually, no, the drums would be cool to play. Just don't know how.
Yeah. Aaron, would you like to teach her how to play the drums? Aaron was actually the drummer that I had interviewed a while back, and then I don't know if you've seen it, but then we spoke again a couple of days ago, and for a few reasons, he left his band, but he's a fantastic drummer. So Aaron, if you are willing to teach someone, there you go. He said yes.
Awesome.
So, he's a fantastic drummer. Yeah. So drums are cool, and you got a teacher. So, yeah.
Like, there's this awesome band called Valley. They come from Toronto.
Toronto?
Yes. And, like, I've been following them for 2 years now. And their drummer is actually a girl. And when I, like, started following them, I thought that was so cool. Because, like, you rarely see a drummer being a girl. And the rest are boys. So it's like 3 guys, 1 girl. And she's rocking it. She's amazing. So
I haven't listened to them for a while, but I was in Toronto actually a few years back to see A Great Big World, and they opened for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends. Like sometimes I like to go to concerts also for that reason, to discover new bands, right? And when I heard them, I'm like, damn, these guys are good, you know? They're really good.
They were nominated for a Juno. They didn't win, but they were nominated, and I was so proud of them.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yes.
And then years later, I saw posts of them like on social media, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think I saw them. So then I Googled A Great Big World with Valley, and I'm like, it was them.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They really are.
Women drummers are really, yeah, they are.
Also, a little shout out to Sean Jones. He's an incredible singer. We featured him last month, I want to say. He released a song called Nowhere, I believe. Really, so talented.
I'll check that out.
Awesome.
What do you blog about? Local artists?
Yes. Indie up and coming.
So all artists that are like up and coming, and we're
Yeah.
trying to get them more known, more like out there, right?
And now we have some photographers too. So whenever concerts coming back, you're gonna see some galleries of pictures.
I'm excited for that.
Thank you.
How do you find the new bands to interview?
Well, I just like a lot of bands, so I already know a lot of them. And then some just I find from like concerts, like opening acts, and like just like online randomly for some reason they just pop up.
But that's like
cool.
like me too. As I was doing, that's another thing. As I was doing these episodes, I've had a few bands or singers or whatever, like musicians, add me on Instagram and on Facebook, and that's how I actually did a few of them that I didn't know of before.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty interesting. It's all different ways that I've been, coming across these new artists.
Mm-hmm.
Do they contact you through word of mouth?
I'm not like everywhere. Like, yeah, I get interviews, Instagram, everywhere. I don't know how they find me, but they do. So
crazy, eh? But a lot of artists also follow you, so I feel like through each other they,
Yeah. I mean, I think I've learned that like everyone in a band knows someone in another band. It just goes on and on, which I find is super cool.
Yeah. Oh, also, guys, whoever, like our viewers, whatever, Sarah does some awesome graphic work. So follow
Digital Music Art. That's the username.
some really cool stuff there too.
Thank you.
Some really cool stuff there too. Just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, did you have any other questions that you were?
Do you have any like? Are you gonna I know like you're getting busier, but will you continue this in the future or something like it?
Actually, that's a good question. I was thinking about something, and I feel like I may do it, but it depends what's going on in the future and what I have time for once I start working and stuff. Mm-hmm. But what I thought would be really interesting now that I'm going to be stopping these, I thought that once we slowly go back into the music scene, and once the artists start performing again, I would maybe interview 5 or 6 of them to see how it is getting back into it, how it is to be back into what they used to do. And I don't think I'm going to make a whole 25 episode thing because it's a lot to do again, especially once I'm going to be working full time and stuff. But I just thought it would be interesting to hear from a few of them how things have been going, maybe even people that I haven't spoken to now that weren't interested now that could do it later, people who I did speak to and who are interested to do another one.
Yeah.
Regardless, I feel like it would just be nice to hear from a few how it's going once they get back into it.
Yeah.
So this way, I don't think I'm going to be doing it again, but I think I'm going to start almost like a second season, but a very short one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So I feel like that's what I'm going to do with it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yep. So I asked all my questions. I guess you did too. And we've been talking for, I think, about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So this is decent. If anybody else had any other questions, you could put them in quick. But I think we're good. And it was so nice to finally meet you. I really look forward to meeting you in person.
Yeah, same. Hopefully at a concert sometime soon.
Definitely. So we should keep in touch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck with all your future projects that you're going to be working on.
Thank you.
Will you start live interviews? I
That's
guess.
actually Mom. So, hi, Mom.
Hi,
Maybe. You'll have to see.
Mom. I like how you don't even tell your mom stuff. Yeah. So I guess we'll find out soon.
I guess so.
Hi, Mom. One of my good friends also, whenever his mom says hi to me, I'm like, hi, Mom. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining. It was great to meet you. And like I said, hopefully we can meet up in person at some point.
Yeah.
And good luck with everything. I look forward to seeing what's to come.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. It was really good meeting you.
Yeah.
So have a lovely evening, and we'll keep in touch.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Bye.
Bye.